I say that every problem Legatum has addressed through their philanthropy is a complex system-level problem, and there's no any one single actor that could solve it alone.
Part of Legatum's approach to philanthropy is to trial programs on a small scale and build up evidence to see if it works and if it can be scaled into something that can create a bigger impact and actually change a system. And when we find that, then we scale it up into a collaborative fund so that multiple donors can pool their money and get behind the cause.
The Legatum team has always recognized that there's a long and circuitous path between a great idea and impact at scale. And as business people, they've understood the best thing they can do is invest in the right idea with the right leadership, guide, support at the strategic level, and then really get out of the way and let the magic of philanthropy and communities and visionary leaders come together and develop something that far exceeds the original concept and idea.
Legatum has a kind of driving belief through all of its philanthropy that everyone has dignity and agency. And that leads us to wanting to support local organizations and get behind what they're doing.
My organization, the Freedom Fund, is working on modern-day slavery. We're working in really challenging areas, and organizations on the ground are operating in tremendously difficult circumstances. So part of our obligation is to support them. And one powerful way of supporting them is to bring them together, because you form a community of practice, you build trust. It's still challenging, but when you bring a group together, they can share resources, knowledge, and general support. So part, I think, of the magic of a collaborative approach is that way of supporting organizations that can otherwise be very vulnerable on their own.
The End Fund works on 6 different parasitic and bacterial diseases. So 1.7 billion people, almost 1 in 5 people on the planet, need treatment to either prevent or to control or to treat these diseases. I know that number sounds really huge, but actually over the course of the 12 years of the End Fund, now 300 million less people need treatment for those diseases because they've been ended in their communities.
Around the world, there are still 1 in 10 children who are denied the chance to even go to primary school. In Africa, that number is 1 in 5. For the leadership at Legatum, like that wasted human potential is something they simply couldn't live with. At Luminos, to date, we've helped 250,000 children get a second chance to learn, and really enabling children to learn to read such that they can read to learn and embark on a journey of lifelong learning.
The Freedom Fund now works in 16 countries. Working with our partners, we have liberated tens of thousands of individuals from slavery. That includes girls of the age of 14, 15 who may have been trafficked into brothels, or boys or young men who are trafficked onto fishing boats or into brick kilns. And when you bring them out of that world of exploitation and provide them with education, facilitate their health, it can be transformative, not only to those individuals, but to their families, to their communities. It's been powerful, and at the heart of it is collaboration.
Everything that we're doing is trying to remove obstacles that prevent children or adults finding the ability to flourish in their lives. And the new area that we're working on is connected with that in terms of people's flourishing and prosperity can be really hit by crises that come, whether that be conflict or a natural disaster. And so what we want to do is taking the Legatum approach of focusing on local organizations, local communities. We want to get behind them and what they're already doing to recover from a crisis. And that's the area of the 4th fund that we're launching.
Legatum never loses sight about what philanthropy really means. And the root of philanthropy is love of humanity. This commitment to expressing love through philanthropy, I think is one of the most beautiful things about the Legatum journey, and that they're also continuing to be on a learning journey, as we all are, to come together and first of all say, I am imperfect as a human, and this is imperfect. Everything that we do is going to have challenges, but the most important thing is action and intention, and how can we get to impact and do it with a lot of grace is inspiring.